Terminating employees cannot be done in the Pay Runs screen. The only place that you can terminate an employee is by navigating to the Employee section under the Payroll tab, or alternatively, to the Employee section in the Manage tab. Terminating employees can only be done in the Employees screen. Once you have gone to the Employees screen, you will find the employee that you wish to terminate within the list. In our case, we will be terminating Pete Jones. Once you have located the employee, you can either click directly on his checkbox or, alternatively, you can click on all results and select his checkbox. Once his checkbox has been selected, you can then just click on the Resign option. Alternatively, you can also click on the three dots and select Resign. Either of these options will take you directly to the Resign Employee section. In the Resign Employee section, you will put in the termination date for this employee. This employee has left our employment on the 5th of June. You have to select a UIF status from this list, as these options are the UIF reason codes that you will find on your UI-19 and your UIF electronic declaration. In our case, this employee has resigned. You have a termination reason area. The termination reason is where you can put a note for your future self. Here you can state the reason why they are leaving, and you can then decide if you would wish to re-employ this employee in the future. This reason will not print on UIF reports and will only be visible to the active period screen and the terminations report. By default, the payout leave toggle has been switched on. We advise that when an employee leaves your employment, that you pay out any leave that is currently due to them. The system will give you a preview of how many leave days has been taken. These leave days will be prorated according to their termination date once the termination has been completed. If you need to stop the leave from paying out, like if this employee moves between companies under the same umbrella, then you can switch off the payout leave toggle. But we advise for the majority of cases to leave the payout leave toggle on. Your last step will then just be to click on Resign. Once the employee has resigned, he will be moved over to your inactive employee search section. So, if you toggle to the inactive section, here you will find Pete Jones. You'll also see on his payslip that there will now be an annual leave payout that would have automatically prorated any leave days due to this employee and pay it out based on the daily rate for this employee. What happens if you receive an error that states that the active period date validation has failed? The reason why you are getting this error is because you're trying to terminate an employee for a previous period date while this employee is still in a pay run. Now, the employee that we're trying to terminate is the employee Dale Miller. If we go to Payroll Pay Runs, we can just search for Dale Miller in the Employees filter. It will show us in what pay run this employee is in. Now here we will see that this pay run is from the 3rd of June until the 2nd of July, but the termination date that I wanted to enter for Dale was actually on the 30th of May. So I will not be able to terminate this employee because he's still actively in a pay run. To terminate this employee with the same active period, we will then just have to remove this employee from the pay run. To remove an employee from the pay run, you will click on the checkbox and then you will click on the Remove Employees icon. In this case, we are sure that we want to remove this employee, so we will confirm. We will then navigate back to Payroll Employees. We will now locate Dale within our list, select the checkbox, and then we can just click on Resign. We will now use his original termination date, which was the 30th of May. We will enter his resignation status. We will make a note for our future selves. And we will ensure that his leave payout remains on. Even if his leave payout remains on, because this employee is no longer linked to a pay run, he will not receive any leave payout, and his last payslip that he would have received from the company has already been finalized. All that we will now need to do is click on Resign. This will then allow us to terminate an employee with his original termination date without any error.